I am free to be myself. It is safe to be. She is free to be herself. It is safe to be. They are free to be themselves. It is safe to be. We are free to be ourselves. It is safe to be. I am free to be myself. I am free to be my true self. It is safe to be. She is free to be her true self. It is safe to be. They are free to be their true selves. It is safe to be. We are free to be our true selves. It is safe to be. I am worthy of feeling joy, peace, and abundance every day. She is worthy of feeling joy, peace, and abundance in every day. They are worthy of feeling joy, peace, and abundance in every day. We are worthy of feeling joy, peace, and abundance in every day. I am allowed to experience life exactly as I am. I am. I am allowed to experience life exactly as I am. How I experience life is beautiful.
Oh yeah, too.
I forgot you can upload the longer videos to Instagram. Yay! I'll have to stop myself in a minute. Thanks for being here, friends. Where was I? I am allowed to experience life exactly as I am. How I experience life is beautiful. She is allowed to experience life exactly as she is. How she experiences life is beautiful. They are allowed to experience life exactly as they are. How they experience life is beautiful. We are allowed to experience life exactly as we are. Life, the way we experience life is beautiful. I prioritize my healing journey and focus on my implicits because my experience matters. It's too long to repeat. I lost it. I release all fear and step into the full newness of this moment in love. She releases all fear and steps into the full newness of this moment in love. They release all fear and step into the full newness of this moment in love. We release all fear and step into the full newness of this moment in love. I release all heaviness in my heart and create space for the lightness of my spirit. She releases all heaviness in her heart and creates space for the lightness of her spirit. They release all heaviness in their heart and create space for the lightness of their spirit. We release all heaviness in our heart and create space for the lightness of our spirit. I am allowed to share myself with the world and feel safe in doing so. She is allowed to share herself with the world and feel safe in doing so. They are allowed to freely share themselves with the world and feel safe doing so. We are allowed to freely share ourselves with the world and feel safe doing so. So this is what I call a hot spot, where I can't smile and feel good saying it, and instead there's this emotional wave and I get choked up and maybe start to cry a little, and it reveals it's a clue from my consciousness. All the stuff that happens are just clues of consciousness, and so I follow the clue and I recognize that this is something that my subconscious really needs to hear. So maybe I go through and I say it a few more times than I say some of the other ones that I felt a little better about saying. Yeah. It's a hot spot with affirmations, what I call hot spot. It's a term that my chiropractor uses, and so when we're doing like work and there's like something really gnarly and it's just like, oh, like it's really tender, really sore, there's a strong sensation in the reaction or the response. It's a hot spot. It's a clue that there's a need there to focus on. I am allowed to share myself with the world. I am allowed to freely share myself with the world and feel safe in doing so. She is allowed to freely share herself with the world and feel safe in doing so. They are allowed to freely share themselves with the world and feel safe doing so. We are allowed to share ourselves with the world and freely share ourselves with the world and feel safe in doing so. A little rocking back and forth to soothe the limbic system, which is the emotional centers and kind of the center part of the brain between the forebrain and the hindbrain. And then I'm going to sway from the traditional tapping and do a thymus tap, which helps clear energy here. And I'm going to go ahead and breathe deeply and say the affirmation again, even though this is not part of the emotional freedom technique tapping points. It's another tapping point. It could also be considered a chakra tapping point, but this is more like the thymus tapping point, which helps clear energy from the thymus area. And that's citing a book called How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can by Amy Bird, I want to say. No, Amy Sher. Amy something. Amy Sher, maybe. I am allowed to freely share myself with the world and feel safe in doing so. She is allowed to share herself with the world and feel safe in doing so. They are allowed to freely share themselves with the world and feel safe in doing so. We are allowed to freely share ourselves with the world and feel safe in doing so. And the head shaking is, we've taught our body to release tension as it arises. We did the, what's it called? The, tree tension and trauma release exercises every day for a very long time, and in that process really installed a program in our unconscious or subconscious, which is unconscious also, beyond direct awareness, that it's safe to shake anytime, anywhere, with any kind of tension. Doesn't even need to be trauma, any kind of tension. And so our leg will randomly start shaking, our head will randomly start shaking, our hand will randomly start shaking. When we're at the grocery store, when we're driving, when we're at the doctor's office, all the things. Because we've taught ourselves through the active practice of releasing trauma, which was gnarly and severe and uncomfortable and painful and terrifying, to just give our body permission to release tension of any kind, anytime, anywhere. And so that's what the head shaking was right there. Go thymus gland, go thymus tap, go thymus tap, go thymus, go thymus tap, go thymus. I clear the space, the energy space. I clear the space, the energy space. I clear my energy, I clear my energy. She clears her energy, she clears her energy. They clear the energy, they clear the energy. We clear our energy, we clear our energy. So I'll say the affirmation one more time with the thymus tap and then go back to the traditional EFT tapping points. With deep breaths in between to bring presence to the process. Our mind and our body and our spirit are connected through our breath. That's like the one place that they all show up and hang out together. Yawns are signs of autonomic relaxation, where cries are signs of, angst or agitation in the nervous system, energy needing to go somewhere. Yawns or heavy sighs are signs of relaxation in the nervous system, which is part of what our subconscious experiences. I am safe to freely share myself with the world. She is safe to freely share herself with the world. They are safe to freely share themselves with the world. We are safe to freely share ourselves with the world. The wording naturally changed, which means there is an energy shift in my brain-body system that believes it so much more than when I started a few minutes ago. I didn't think about changing the words. That's how the message naturally came out this time. I am safe to freely share myself with the world. She is safe to freely share herself with the world. They are safe to freely share themselves with the world. We are safe to freely share ourselves with the world.
Too.
I am allowed to experience life exactly as I am. The way I experience life is beautiful. She is allowed to experience life exactly as she is. The way she experiences life is beautiful. They are allowed to experience life exactly as they are. The way they experience life is beautiful. We are allowed to experience life exactly as we are. The way we experience life is beautiful. I am wanted, needed, loved, and appreciated. She is wanted, needed, loved, and appreciated. They are wanted, needed, loved, and appreciated. We are wanted, needed, loved, and appreciated. Just gonna wrap up this session of my own unique way of doing affirmations with the way that EFT concludes rounds. So open your eyes. And I like to have the hand on belly and heart. Open the eyes, close the eyes, open the eyes, look down to the right, look down to the left. Send the eyes in a full circle up, around, down, and over to the starting point, and then go ahead and send the eyes back in a circle around the opposite direction, and then hum a few lines of a song. Count to 5 aloud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finish humming a song. And that's just a little left-right brain stimulation to bring the affirmations into a deeper place of resonance with the brain. So that's my own unique way of doing affirmations, and it makes a world of difference. Follow the clues, the clues of consciousness to identify needs of parts, and then use this process of affirmations to be there for parts. And I would love to share this technique in a free workshop. So stay tuned for that opportunity. I love you guys. I believe in you. You are worthy of it all. Joy, peace, abundance, healing. You are worthy of knowing the fullness of the beauty and miracle that you already are. I love you, and I'm cheering you on, and I'm sending you so many healing, uplifting vibrations into your magical consciousness. Right, meow. I will see you next time, soul friends.